I just gotta practice. Maybe you should practice. You did have a pretty good intro last time, that I remember.
Did I?
Yeah.
Do you remember what I said?
I don't know. Let's just trial by fire, make you do it again, and we'll see how you do.
I want to hear you replicate what I did.
We have two different styles, man. I can't replicate that. There's no way. Not in a million years. You have your own unique identity. I couldn't possibly do it.
I believe in you, though.
I can't. I'll be honest. I don't remember like 100% how you do it. Whoa, Lycan. All right, do it up, Rankshis. Intro time. Wow, you just.
Is this the RD2L, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, one and all, to the RD2L thingamajigger, where we have two teams. I don't actually know if this is just a scrim or anything. But
it is a team scrim. Yep.
Team Scrim. So it is the Channel 4 News team versus Vendi Gratis. I feel like that's something, but not really. But who's to say? Pretty standard Faceless Void Doom bans, you know. Nobody likes playing as Void nowadays. Doom's not fun. He lanes anywhere. Invoker. We don't actually see Invoker get first banned that often, but maybe the Channel 4 News team knows something that we don't. And then a Skywrath. Ban. I don't see people ban Skywrath right away. They kind of did when everyone first picked Skywrath in the beginning, but not so much nowadays. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think there's other things you could go for, but you know, if maybe it's all right considering they have some knowledge of the team they're playing against. And a Lycan first pick, not surprising. Lycan made it through, which is crazy, but they did ban an Invoker, so and a Skywrath, so lots of actually like good heroes, quote unquote, making it through. And then an instant Bane Mirana pickup, which we used to see way more often, having that Nightmare into Arrow being really good, but with the rescale to the Arrow stun made carry Mirana less popular, because you used to get a 1 second stun at point blank range, but not anymore. So harder to get those really easy kills with the Bane Mirana, and then a Shadow Shaman pickup, which is of course insanely popular with his tower pushing potential. You need the levels, but they already have a Lycan. Might as well stick with the carry motif.
I'm Nex.
Wow, you don't do it nearly as good as I do.
I don't have as many syllables to speak.
Maybe that's true. If go on a tangent here, which is of course what we are known for on the Next Level stream, is my parents actually named me Tyler for multiple reasons, but the main thing my mom wanted in a name was 2 syllables, so she could yell my name more efficiently. Because if you have a 1-syllable name, it's really hard to like yell that name and produce like feelings of anger and rage.
Jeff!
It's just, yeah, it's so fast. And
Jeff!
It's just like, and but if you have 2 syllables, then it's easy. But once you get more syllables, you start like stumbling. I'll be honest, my mom already stumbles on my name like constantly. So Tyler, I know it's real hard to remember. Sure enough, it happens. But anyways, back to the draft. Nature's Prophet and a Veno ban. That's surprising coming from the push team. I mean, nobody likes playing against Nature's Prophet. Somebody who shows up, summons a bunch of trees, takes a tower,
screw
and
that guy.
Out. Yeah, nobody likes that. If we were gonna talk about some possible nerfs to that hero, which I think we should, but I'm not gonna do right now. He should get nerfed, though. Is my point here. That I'm trying to make an Aveno ban. Not terrible. I think Bane Mirana's the roaming combo though, so I don't see them picking up another support. Maybe there's a TA pick incoming, and that's the secret that I'm gonna spoil for somebody, but we'll see.
I don't really like 100% get the Veno, the idea of Veno. He's kind of just faded in and out, and never been like a hardcore meta pick in recent times at all. Like in the last year, he was picked at TI4 a lot, but never to like any real success.
No, I mean sometimes like they would. I remember one game where they offlane him and it worked really well, and I was like, damn, that was impressive. But like one time,
it was like the one time.
Yeah, that's not a great record for a hero. But on the other hand, that's kind of how I feel a lot of heroes should be. Like, every hero should be around what you're trying to do, not what is currently, like, better than everything else. And I guess Veno kind of falls in that category because he is good. He has great laning presence. He has great push. He has great team fight. But nobody really wants him unless they're like, we like playing with Veno. And I feel like that should be what most heroes should go for. Shadow Shaman, I feel, falls into that niche, but people are kind of now really picking up on it, so he's kind of quote unquote in the meta. So I can see that, but I would bet you we're gonna see a drop in Shadow Shaman at some point, but there's gonna be a couple teams who are like, we still like the Shadow Shaman, and he'll go back into his like perfect state of being where he sometimes get picked up, sometimes not. Wow, a lot of things happening. But a Razor pickup. I'm so surprised Razor hasn't got banned within these 8 bans. That is literally crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
Like Razor gets first picked constantly. Like way back in the beginning of the draft, I was saying like
goes back to this picture you just sent me.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of like the Invoker and the Skywrath man, a lot of meta heroes went through. So Razor, wow, making it to the 3rd pick, very surprising. Like Shadow Shaman, of course, I can see why they picked that up, but yeah, Razor, just a great laning hero. You get really fast mech. You can push down towers. He's tanky. He team fights. He's like kind of an anti-carry. So he's a good hero. I'm crazy surprised that he got this far in before he got picked up. But yeah, here he is, and a Witch Doctor pickup. We see a lot of Witch Doctor in the RD2L, like way more than I see anywhere else.
So
I'm
true.
not saying that Witch Doctor is a bad hero by any means. We were literally just talking about heroes that rely on luck and chance a second ago, and it's one of those things. Like Witch Doctor, you just need good bounces, and if you have good bounces, wow, is that a devastating hero. If you have bad bounces, boy, is that a bad time to be playing Witch Doctor, but yeah, here we are.
Well, and they need like another person on their team to really have lockdown, and they have Shadow Shaman to do more of that.
Yeah, they have Shadow Shaman, and now they have the Sweet Sand King, so it's definitely not bad. They're picking up a lot of his weaknesses here, and a Treant Protector being picked up. Have we seen Treant Protector before? I feel like we have.
It's been super rare, but maybe it was like once.
Man, a Treant's a good hero. Ask Go Black.
Yeah, totally. And PPD.
Yeah, and PPD. Like, love Treant Protector. Like, Treant used to be better than he currently is. Like, I remember back in the day, Overgrowth did like 100
way too
damage.
Strong. His Leech Seed and his Living Armor.
Yeah, exactly. Living Armor was like way more potent, and Leech Seed did so much more. And they've constantly like chipped away at him. And for a melee support, like, that's kind of unfair. Like, look at Omni. Omni does a lot of great things, but he kind of has slow animations, and he is a melee hero. Like, Treant falls into the same category of, you know, just being that melee support hero who's really good, but kind of hard to play with. But Living Armor is actually crazy good against this team. If they can get the Witch Doctor with it, it'll interrupt his channeling ultimate. If they can get the Sand King, same thing. Lycan doesn't want to be held in place. And
he's just so good in a tri-lane, most likely an aggro tri-lane. I think there could be a Bane Mirana Treant Protector tri-lane, or maybe a, Razor Treant +1 or something. I don't actually know.
Yeah, I said earlier, like, Bane Mirana is probably the roaming combo, but if they have a Treant, this is, for sure, tri-lane. After watching a couple pro teams play Treant Protector, like, he's so strong in a tri-lane. Like, you get kills, you can roam on him, he can dive a tower, like, at level 2.
Yeah.
Like, he's a strength hero with crazy health, crazy base damage. He has a slow that heals. He can put Living Armor on himself. Like, he can dive a tower and be like, whatever, I don't care, I'm level 2.
Yeah,
what,
how do you
you're
fight?
a mid-hero?
Yeah.
Well, whatever, bro.
How do you fight into a 5-second Mirana stun with a Leech Seed AoE heal plus nuke? It's like so hard to take that team fight.
What are you gonna do against that? And a Kunkka. Kunkka's a great pickup here, considering they have Overgrowth, making that boat so easy to land, and with the Bane Mirana combo, making Torrent really easy to land. So this might actually be like an off-lane Treant Protector with still a Bane Mirana roaming combo, which I haven't seen personally in maybe a year, maybe 2 years. So that's cool. I like that super old meta stuff.
Yeah, and now they can allow Mirana to actually be that right clicker, because she's going to be getting farm in the aggro tri-lane if that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
And
well, we will see here. This is cool. I really like the Channel 4 News Team's draft. They have some meta things going on. They have great setup. They have Kunkka, Kunkka's like never been like truly quote unquote meta, but he's always been like crazy good, and you'll see people pick him up and you're like, damn, that Kunkka just like won that game hands down. And yeah, so I want to see what VVG is going to pick up. I'm done trying to say their name, by the way.
We're just VVG. Yeah, VVG versus Channel 4. That's our team names right now.
Yep, that is what the team names are. I'm actually, I want to see what they do here, because against a Treant Protector, they have so much setup. and that's like great for the Conquer, great for the Razor, and a Slark. That's interesting. I think Slark is crazy good against Bane Mirana if you're good at Slark.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, if they like put the Slark in, I don't know. I mean, you kind of want them against that Mirana Bane because then you can just Dark Pact and you're fine. Unless, well, yeah. I mean, I guess you'd have to Dark Pact the Nightmare, so that's a little harder.
Yeah, you have to Dark Pact the Nightmare. I've done this lane more than a couple times, and it's not easy to do. But if you have a good ward, you can see Bane running up to you. And you can do it, and with the nerfs to arrow, like, they really have to, like, get a long-range arrow to make it work, and if they don't, you're fine. So, as long as you get that Nightmare, you're basically safe.
Yeah. Yeah, that you could like if it was like top skill against top skill, I'd say Bane could fake the animation for Nightmare, bait out.
Yeah, definitely.
It would definitely be rough for the Slark, but
then you would just have to like play back for a second. By the way, is your open mic enabled?
Should be. Let's find out. Oh, probably not. Yeah. Well played.
Yep.
Well played.
I
Last hits are up.
Sometimes. Wow, look at you.
Boom. Been a long day, but on the frickin' ball. I swear I put FP on Radiant. Negative. Affirmative. You take the point. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. I was talking to my uncle, and he's like playing more CS:GO now. Like Mike and Peter are. It's pretty cool. There's more and more people playing it now. More tournaments, like hosts are picking up CS:GO.
Interesting.
It's kind of cool that it's like 2 years after its release, I think, and it's like growing now, like more. It's weird to see a game do that, but if any game can do that, it's a Valve game.
Yeah, I want to see the Rats map. Like I found the Rats map on CS:GO like a while back, but nobody played on it, and I was like, bummer. But man, do I have some fond memories of the Rats map.
So true. Okay, so we're going to call out who's playing who. First off, we're actually going to call out the casters because apparently our voices mix and people don't know who we are. So this voice is Rankshis. Nope, I'm just kidding.
Nex.
This voice is actually Nex.
This voice is actually Rankshis.
There we go.
Now nobody knows what's happening.
Yeah, they're so confused, but certainly I am Nex. And calling out the players here, the RD2L Reddit Dota 2 League cast by Next Level Dota with Nex and Rankshis as we just got. We got TLDR on the Lycan starting. Yes, pretty much. The timing's getting better, closer. Idea playing the Sand King. Thelnor on the Witch Doctor, and then looks like a mid Shadow Shaman, I think, being played by Wea. And in the solo off lane, it's KHY on the Slark. Rotating to the Radiant team, the supports here starting really close to this Slark here. Ron Burgundy, I know this guy. He friended me. Shout out to Ron Burgundy. It's also a good movie, Anchorman's so funny, especially Anchorman 2 playing the Bane. That was the longest introduction ever. Jan playing the Treant Protector. Kunkka being played by Brett in the mid lane. Hosep is on the Razor. And in the solo off lane against apparently 3 people here. I'm surprised Sand King didn't want to burrow strike that. He tries and actually misses. Mirana is being played by Dream, who said that he's looked forward to this day for a long time. I remember you said that in chat, that you'd be casted at Next Level Dota, and here you are. And in the bot lane, Slark is trading some fisticuffs with the Treant. He jumps on the Treant, and he might be trying to get away, and he actually hit the Treant instead. There's the Nightmare. Hasted Treant Protector's got to be the scariest thing ever, but they're now too far into tower range and have to back up.
Maybe if not for that Nightmare, they could have killed him. There was like, now he has a Tango rolling, so he's higher health, but maybe 2 more attacks would have killed him, and Treant could have like maybe gotten away on the skin of his teeth.
Yep.
Or the bark of his being.
The hair of his chinny chin chin.
This dude doesn't have hair, he's a tree.
The moss of his chinny chin chin.
Sure,
there it is. That's pretty good. Like, he grows scruff, except it's moss. That'd be funny. Yeah, and the Mirana is, so it's, oh man. Yeah, Mirana is, we don't see like Mirana in the off lane near as much as we used to, but here it is. And in fact, we don't, I guess we just don't see that much Slark, and I just was like, oh, it's cool he's in the off lane. I think he's a super good off lane. I've seen you play him plenty of times.
Yeah,
like, he has such a great escape, and one of the he's one of the only people that can actually purge debuffs. I mean, that's really good. Wow, Shadow Shaman take a lot of right clicks in the mid lane. DFK right now. First blood easily going the way of Hosep here in the mid lane. I watched that whole thing unfold. He might have actually had some lag, I think, because he was standing still and auto attacking through Razor's right clicks. So.
What an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, in the bot lane, there's a torrent being used on the Slark. He's super low HP right now. I'm not sure how he got into this situation entirely, but he was certainly in a bad position. He actually had leap up, and he leaped away as he was dying right there.
Treant played that well by standing in front of him, making sure he couldn't like leap ahead, which is, by the way, if you don't know how to try to counter Slark in an offlane, that's a big part of it. Don't do it if you're on, say, an Ancient Apparition, of course, but he's Treant Protector. He can take a little bit of a beating, so works out a little better.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So the Mirana's in less, like, danger here in the top lane. She's getting harassed by wolves now, but the wolves are level 2, so, like, only level 2, and they take so many right clicks to actually kill. It takes, like, 5 or 6, and so that's a lot of harassment. But she should be able to be pretty fine against this lane unless Sand King's, you know, comes in, but he's, yeah, so there's the Shadow Shaman pause. I wonder if he's gonna say now that he's having tons of lag. Yeah, I totally expected this. This sucks for Team VVG. They're gonna be playing back uphill. Two kills down now. Oh, and apparently I lost Rankshis this time too. Look at that. Wow, what's going on here? Is it Steam? Plox fix Steam. Let's check. Is steamdown.com usually reports issues of this nature? I'm getting actually called by him, I believe. Steam is up, according to issteamdown.com. I'm gonna take this call because it's apparently Rankshis. Wow. You called my mobile, not my Skype, by the way.
Right. I literally
is.
haven't done anything of the sort. And that was purely my computer. What? I have no idea what happened there. It looks like somebody else DC'd at the same time, so I didn't even miss anything. So
there we go.
Obviously,
that was weird. You called my, at least the Skype like rang on my actual phone, and then.
You've connected your Skype to your phone?
Well, they're logged in using the same account, but like it's weird that it would actually call my phone. Did you actually call me or just reconnect to our current call?
No, it reconnected automatically.
Okay, that's weird that it would do that.
Like you could never call my phone through Skype.
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible for me.
I don't know how that was possible. I mean, I'm not like automatically connecting to the Wi-Fi, so that's the only way I thought that would be possible on my phone, is because then it would be going through the Wi-Fi and not using the networks, and that way it wouldn't charge. But weird technology is happening here.
Yeah, stuff plus magic plus science
Words.
plus more magic.
Right.
equals science.
Sound formula.
Yeah, that's how I figure out science. It's 2 parts magic, 1 part mystery. 1 other part science, and then you get science.
Still wait on Shadow Shaman, and let's just look at the last hits. 8 on the Kunkka, he's doing just fine, yet he is in the safe lane. And 7 on the Razor, of course, Razor, what a shocker winning the lane, but especially against this.
The puns.
Oh wow, that was unintentional. I didn't actually realize that until you said that. That's funny. I do unintentional puns more than I do intentional puns in my day-to-day, but on casts I certainly do more intentional puns than unintentional puns.
So has Shadow Shaman on your screen leveled any ability yet?
He currently is a skillless shaman.
All right,
just
checking.
He knows no magic.
Maybe okay, so let's talk about this lane for a second. Maybe it's because he's having really bad lag problems currently, but Shadow Shaman is getting dominated middle by this Razor, which I don't think should surprise anybody. Like, Shadow Shaman has no escape ability, so he'll have a really hard time breaking Link, and Razor has boots of speed right now.
Oh,
Shadow Shaman's not even close. Shadow Shaman's probably gonna go for a bottle first, so he'll realistically never be able to get away from Razor. And that sounds like a bad... Okay, now Slark is gone.
Oh my goodness. Right as he reconnected.
Well, never mind.
Well, here's the thing. Shadow Shaman has his cosmetic set. It's a pretty expensive one, so he clearly plays Shadow Shaman. It's unfortunate that his cosmetic strat didn't work. But yeah, totally, like, boots, oh my god, like, I was gonna say, before you even saw that Boots of Speed was on Razor, I was like, Shadow Shaman needs to get boots, if not, like, right from the get-go, and just go boots in some tangos or something.
Yeah, if you're gonna lane against a Razor with a hero that has no escape whatsoever, the only chance you have is getting boots early. Because if you don't, you'll just constantly get your damage drained, and then they'll either go on you or you'll never last it.
Yeah.
But they do have Witch Doctor rotating middle for Shadow
Maybe they'll
Shaman.
dual lane it, and they're just a little bit ago, Razor went to super low health, and fortunately for Team VVG, he now has a regen rune, and he's just manning up on the Shadow Shaman. He's got to be careful.
I kind of think he could have dived with that.
Yeah, he might. I mean, he had the boots, so
He
he
had
would
the
have been
regen,
walking
too.
into a paralyzing cast, but definitely close.
Oh, here comes the field. I feel it in my.
Oh yeah. This
My
is how you get killed. As look at that. Yep.
Look at that.
When
There
you
it
called
is.
it out.
Did it, everybody?
Rip. Not rap, by the way.
That's how Razor
That
works.
is a letter I.
You saw it here.
Yeah, that happens more times than I'd like to admit. Just you're like, oh man, I'm laning, I'm fine, everything's fine, and then he just walks up to you and laser plasma. Just
Man, Shadow Shaman is very undecided about what he wants to do with his money, and there goes the big portion of himself.
Oh,
He started with Tangos and a Clarity, and now he came to
God!
Ling Salve.
God no, no, God no.
And that's what Shadow Shaman's feeling.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's look on the tower push front. Lycan, whoa, he's super low health as he got hit by an arrow for the longest time. That was probably what took him down so low. Is she leveling arrow? Yeah, she has 2 points in arrow and none in Starstorm. God, I've seen this more times than I'd like to admit that I've seen, because I'm not a big fan of like the second point into leap unless you're like a support Mirana, which we saw the other day. It's like Starstorm, it's a nuke. Like, everyone prioritizes their nukes on average, and this is an AoE nuke, and a really strong one at that helps you get solo kills as well.
Maybe she just knows she's not going to get any sort of items right away, and her int pool's going to be like too bad to actually use.
And the
those.
mid lane, Shadow Shaman unfortunately getting got on Tree and Protector, just salt in the wound, making sure it happens. Doesn't even matter. Razor could have probably got that kill solo.
Yeah, wow. Guys, who knew that Razor was a good mid?
Who knew?
Wow. So Shadow Shaman has, okay, he has rebought all of his regen. This Shadow Shaman has basically earned no money this entire game.
Right. Yeah, but before I got interrupted, looking at, ooh, there's an arrow gonna hit the Witch Doctor with the plasma field, easy kill, going the way of the Razor. Now Lycan's next, and this is a haste rune with a little bit of extra damage from the plasma link. Actually, it wasn't a static link, but so he's just gonna use his haste. He can't actually right-click this Lycan 1v1. So now here comes the Mirana. It's 2v1 now. Mirana's getting hit a little bit. This Lycan's actually like manning up on these guys. He's hits harder and he's got more health, but really it's just trading blows. This Razor's like, I am kind of don't know what to do. But now here comes the Witch Doctor. There's at least a stun plus the Maledict, and now this is a dead Razor.
Lycan has so much more damage than Razor, and 7 armor to the Razor's, what, 3? Yeah, so not super surprising.
Yeah, 20% extra damage on Ferropulse. If he had any Howl, that would have been even better for Lycan on VVG.
Yeah, Razor definitely is a hero that like needs his abilities to start doing things, and he didn't have a static link up, and with that knowledge, he probably should have just backed up.
If that hadn't, I actually don't even know why the static link broke. Oh, because he had it on the Witch Doctor and then he killed the Witch Doctor. That's unfortunate.
Exactly. Nailed it.
Boom. I have the memories. All the synapses are functioning at 10% speed.
Nice.
Which is better than 0%. I got buffed. Synapse use 10% up from 0.
If you get any more, you'll obviously go crazy, but you'll be able to control like so many things about yourself.
So
if
true.
I've learned anything from Hollywood movies.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen what was it, Unlimited or something like that. Or,
sure.
I forget what that was called. It's like where you took that pill and got super smart.
Your brain turns into a super.
Yeah, in the mid lane, the static link is the last thing this Shadow Shaman's gonna see, and cool noises coming out from the immortal item from buffing static link.
Slark narrowly escaping with his life bottom, but he's super close to level 6. If I were him, I would be greedy and I would hang out.
Yep,
And
definitely.
it looks like he's doing the same thing. So
Tidebringer not helping Team Channel 4 to push the lane, giving this Slark all the XP he needs. There it is.
Level 6.
Time to regen some health in a little bit. Feeling good. Slark, good hero. Maledict was hitting Mirana here in the bot lane, or in top lane. It just finished up. No kill. Look at it pop. What does he say? He's like, wait for it? Yeah, that's what he says. I was going to say, look at it pop. And I'm like, no, Cody, it's been certainly too long of a day for you to try to recall voiceovers. Smoked up Razor. He wants vengeance here in the top lane. He feels like a fool for having just thrown his life to a clearly low death timer Witch Doctor TP reinforcement paralyzing cask. There's a bunch of hyphens in that sentence. Kunkka goes down in the bot lane. The Slark shows his vengeance after full health. The Kunkka was not prepared for that. In the top lane, the smoke has ended. I don't know if there's actually going to have anything done here. The VVG team is hiding behind their tower. So kill going, ooh, but in the bot lane, Bane's here after a brain sap took him down really, really low. The Slark's gonna be just fine though. I think he used his wand to save him. It's on cooldown and potentially shows the major use of a wand.
He had one charge on it, so he really didn't. But I think he thought Bane was gonna nightmare, and Bane did not. So he got himself even lower.
Look at that. Look
the more
at
you
that.
know. Knowledge is power. Go Cosmic.
Jello pudding pop in the pokey and the man's in the pokey. Every time you say Cosby, one-winged angel comes to mind with the Cosby version of it.
I actually do not know what you're talking about.
Wow, like one-winged angel, like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, okay, sure.
But it's a Cosby instead of Sephiroth, and it's his face instead of Sephiroth's.
Okay,
I knew you knew what that was.
I take that back.
I take that.
So the good news, Shadow Shaman did get boots before bottle, which is surprising to me. But Shadow Shaman, level 6, ready to be a man.
Yeah, they're going on him, and there's a Burrow Strike taking him down, not that much, but the Ward Trap is on key without any setup. He actually phased boots out. Was that what that was? No, he actually just killed one. With I thought I only saw one right click. I'm surprised he was able to take down. He must have static linked a good amount of damage. But yeah, kill going the way. The Razors died twice now, and that really early lead is now kind of coming back. And that's awesome to see because the Shadow Shaman had such a rough time. Witch Doctor canceling his TP on the bot lane. He just TP'd the bot and then canceled it, interestingly enough. And now they're going on the Mirana. There's a Maledict. Paralyzing Cask was used, but only 1 second stun. But she's actually coming back. One more right click, and she might actually... She's going to die, actually.
Yeah, she's dead. Wait.
Bonk. Oh, yeah. He actually just said it.
Wow.
Did you?
Yeah, I was there. How impressive are you right now?
I feel so good about myself. Oh, feels good, man. .jpg. .webm. Have you seen those .webm files?
No.
It's like a new file container that allows you to like watch a movie. It's like a better version of a GIF. Without much size, you can just like watch a longer clip with like HD just from your browser.
Slark barely missing his pounce on the Kunkka. Kunkka walking away to safety.
Yep.
Interesting. Does that mean I'll be able to watch more movies over the internet?
And if by movies you mean porn, yes, because that stuff's everywhere.
All right, so you don't have to like say it out loud. Let me keep some dignity.
Okay. Gotcha. I that's my bad, man. I should have.
Yeah,
I should have listened to the code word movies. That's true. Mabi, Razor grabbing a DD rune. It's never good. It's an electric rune. It's just meant for Razor. He's like Killua and Hunter x Hunter. He just loves lightning. And top lane, paralyzing Cask, bouncing off the Treant Protector and back to the Treant, and then onto the Bane. Extremely good paralyzing Cask because that interrupted the Bane, who might have been able to Nightmare and Brain Sap.
Like I said, when you get lucky, it feels like a good hero.
Yep. Feels good, man. .gif, not GIF. Anyone who calls a GIF GIF, just go remove yourself from the gene pool. Shots fired.
Or the internet.
Yep, and top lane diving the Bane actually. I was gonna say
he got lucky bounces again.
Whew. Feels good.
Obviously broken hero.
Clearly broken.
Too OP.
Yep. Fix Witch Doctor before Nature's Prophet. Razor in the top lane. DD pop. There's the static link, but a Death Ward's pop now as well. It's cranking on the Razor, doing so much damage. And he's able to kill the Witch Doctor, ending the Death Ward. But now the Lycan shapeshifted, and this living armor is doing work to make him so no damage is coming his way. He might have been able to actually stand his ground there because Overgrowth was coming from the Treant Protector, but he wasn't 100% aware that he was getting reinforcements.
At the same time, bottom. Oh, Slark DC'd again.
Oh, no.
Slark actually got a kill on Kunkka with Shadow Shaman follow-up, but Shadow Shaman did die, unfortunately, to the Bane Kunkka.
Yeah. Too
Worst
true.
Bane ever.
Too true for me.
Bane Mirana. Wow. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, it was Bane Mirana. Okay, sure. Sure.
Worst internet
Pause
ever.
5 me. You love that idiom, I guess.
Notice I didn't even go the original step. Not only did I
yeah.
say to something for me that made sense, not only did I go to the next step and then do 2 pause for me, which wouldn't have made sense, but then I went 3 pause 5 me. So anyone who gets that joke and laughs at it, then that's truly next level humor.
For shame.
For shame. Why I never. I say. Goes back to what I said about, like, back in medieval days or some other, like, day, that like 1800s, people didn't finish their sentences. They'd like, I never. What do you never? I don't know what you're trying to say because you didn't finish your sentence. Or like, I say. Like, what do you say? I don't know. You didn't actually finish your sentence. So, that's
I wish I could send you back in time to argue with me.
Yeah, I know, right? Just be like, what do you, like, troll them? Because they didn't have trolling back then. I'd be like, you say what? I didn't actually hear the rest of your sentence.
You would talk about the internet?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, guys. I'm just trolling. What? You what, mate?
Trolls don't exist, friend.
All of a sudden, they're like British.
Of legend.
Like, I swear on me, mom. Alright, so arrow being thrown right here, interrupting the epicenter. No way! They had a ward here, but what an amazing arrow. Now Static Link's on the Witch Doctor. He's stealing so much damage right now. It's only rank 2, but he certainly has 98 damage. The Torrent being used off the mark. Burrow Strike is on the Marana, so that they didn't actually kill the Sand King, unfortunately. And the Bane's brawling with the Kunko against the Slark. There's a Leech Tea going to heal these guys up. Bane actually lives. Fiend's Grip not being expended, but certainly Epicenter is on cooldown. I got to go back to that and say, what an arrow. What a player. The dream, the arrow dream is real.
Oh no, but Lycan Shadow Shaman pushing top.
Oh man, and they saved the wards.
Wow, this is looking bad.
Yep, Razor gets another kill. What looks like on a Sand King. They actually did find him, but do they have TPs and are they going to respond to this? Bane's coming in. He's gonna able to Nightmare and Fiend's Grip, and if there's other TPs coming in, he could CC both those guys and wait for TPs to come in. But fortunately, that's not going to be the play here. There is wards he'd be fighting in, and the arrow is going to be off the mark. Razor coming from the backlines though. There is going to be a TP from Shadow Shaman. There's the Plasma Field, a little bit of damage, but Shapeshift up, and he's going to be able to run away from even this fast Razor. That's the benefit of max move speed at 522. What a weird number for max run speed to be, by the way, 522.
It's got to be like something about the easiest your brain can like keep up with moving and doing other things.
Or just that number translates to something like that ends up being, I don't know, something like 400% normal run speed. So it's like
I'm going to look this up because this is actually something I would like to know.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I'm down. I'm digging that you're going to go find that out for us. Everybody, this is what you get at the next level stream. You get knowledge. You yourself become next level. And the bot lane, there's going to be some next level manning up as Treant Protector goes against 2. The Death Ward actually wasn't being used, but Treant Protector's running against this, like, away from the Slark, doing so much damage. He's invis himself, but they've got a Sentry Ward. They have the items. They know how to counter him. And it's good that they, with the Radiant team, Channel 4 does have an invis hero. That's going to draw out the kind of economic damage of having the enemy team buy sentries and dust, but they do certainly have done that, and that got the kill. In the mid lane, Lycan's pushing again, but Razor's there this time. He TPs her instantly to start static linking, and there's no shapeshift this time. This Lycan is certainly slower than this Razor. This is going to be really, really bad, but 18 seconds is all this Lycan has to stall, and now the rest of the team here, the cavalry has arrived, and Razor is sheeped up and lambed to the slaughter. And the VVG is going to be able to push this mid tower on the back of that. Razor is indeed Channel 4's strongest hero right now. And the Shadowblade Kunkka isn't online. He is the top farmer, and it's 15 minutes in, but Shadowblade's not there yet. He has died twice. That's lost a lot of his gold, which, of course, mostly was unreliable. In fact, was wholly unreliable. And so, yeah, he's certainly lost a lot of gold that way. Sand King trying to do some offensive jungling. There's Moonlight Shadow Pop to TP coming out from Bane in the mid lane. The tower's going to go down, but Bane actually gets hit by the Pounce and leashed. He's tethered right now. He is stopped. Moonlight Shadow, he actually casted something which revealed the invis. There is going to be a boat on. Oh, it's only going to hit actually no one. The Pounce from the Slark is going to try to kill the Bane. He is going to go down. A huge torrent on 2, though. Sand King and the Lycan getting stunned up, but there's the Death Ward trapping in the Kunkka, doing so much damage. The mech is up, but Kunkka's going to die. And now he actually has to cancel because he's got to run away from this Razor. He's got to break this link, but once again, Razor's way too fast. There's nothing to combat his speed, and now he's so strong, manning up against the Lycan. There's a dead Lycan. Now Razor's going down to the Pound. Slark having regen using his ultimate. Shadow Dance. The regen's way too strong. Sand King still do. And Marana actually killing the Shadow Shaman, it appears. And another part of the map, Maledict is on her, but she has Invisible? No, I don't actually know why they didn't see her. And she walks into wards and dies. Now Treant Protector to follow. The Paralyzing Cast did jump to the Treant Protector.
So apparently, the cap in the world editor for Warcraft 3 was 522. And so it was just a preset value within like the editor itself.
So the other question is, why is the editor stop them at 522?
Yeah,
it's a similar question.
That brings a new question. But at the same time.
There's a boat pop. Torrent was on to the Slark, but he's running away now. He's not super fast because he is in vision, but the paralyzing cast doing so much work. X's marks the spot. It is only rank 1, but Fiend's Grip is going to be there, stealing all his mana. There's not going to be any more pounces coming out from him. He does have a 1 charge, but that's not going to give him enough mana. He pops the illusion rune, hoping to divert. And look at that, the Kunkka actually stopped, and instead of going on the Slark, killed the illusions instead, which is a little surprising. Paralyzing cast is going to bounce again, and it might actually go to him. No, it stops on the creep. The wolves from the Lycan are here, and they're going to have to retreat. No kill on the Slark to be seen. Sand King low health as well on another part of the map.
And for like other items, like Force Staff is actually just something that like pushes you at a certain movement speed outside of range or outside of like using movement itself.
Oh wow, this arrow's on the mark for Mirana. Sorry, I gotta interrupt because that is Sacred Arrow. Once again, the dream is real. Now the static link is real. Shapeshift is up. He's doing a lot of damage. The Plasma Field does clip him, and now Witch Doctor's super slowed from the unstable concurrent, sealing his death. His grave is down. Now Slark is going up on him though. He's actually, the Moonlight Shadow is making it so that Slark can't see him. So now this Razor's just gonna walk away as the supports are dead. They're the ones with the sentries and dust. Slark is manning up against 3 though. There's the leech sheet. He can't really do this. Shadow Dance is popped. He's still manning up. The leash is there, but now it's over. He's got to run away because he's gonna have Pounce back up in 1 second, and he's gonna be able to get away.
Yeah, so back in the day, like Force Staff, for instance, would just make you forcefully start walking, and it would put you at, let's say, 1,000 movement speed.
Oh, wow.
But to do that, they had to do certain things in a program outside of the Warcraft editor, and then put it through different channels, and made items like that outside of the editor itself.
Bane is going to be nightmaring the Slark who's attacking him, but he actually just purged it with the Dark Pact, I believe. That or just didn't actually finish. But weird engagement, making it so no kills happened there. But yeah, that's weird that they actually... So they were able to go around the engine to code Force Staff, so I'm surprised that they didn't want... well, I guess they were just like, well, I guess this is fine for a max run speed. We'll just do 522.
Yeah. 522. Yeah, weird thing, but here we are.
That's the beauty of the Dota universe, is that it just, the story of its creation and how odd it is that it came from such a weird mod and all its limits. Yeah, like it taking Rosh now. He is able to do it, Vlad's, and he has a Basher now. So he hasn't gone like split push spec.
Yeah, he's going way more teamfight oriented of a Lycan.
Yeah. And looking at the levels, he is severely lower level than most of the other heroes on the map. He's only died once, and he's gotten 7 assists. So
do you know what's crazy
51
is that
last hits.
Shadow Shaman had an awful start to the game. Shadow Shaman's leading the board in last hits at the moment.
Yeah, oh, here comes the getting engagement. Boat's going to be there. Lycan's going to get hit by the boat, but actually Shapeshift is there. He's going to dodge it, but Overgrowth is there and trapping the Witch Doctor and KHY on the Slark. He gets X'd up. Witch Doctor is running away. There's the Shadow Dance, but he's stunned up for a little bit. Here comes the Epicenter after the Burrow striking. Is there more? There's a little bit of slow on this Razor and the Treant Protector. Treant Protector is going to go down to the Slark, right clicks, and now Eye of the Storm is popped. Razor's manning up. He's by himself though. Moonlight Shadow's there, but there's a sentry from the other team. Sand King has a haste rune. He's looking for more. There's a Blink Dagger on him as well. I didn't actually remember that. Slark goes down to the Plasma Field. He was super low health, thinking that he would be able to live, but then no, that wasn't there. His armor was super low after the Eye of the Storm, I believe, and that's the end of that engagement. 2-2 about looking at the kills, and Roshan not going to either team. Roshan about 1/7 health.
Yeah, Slark took so many of those Eye of the Storm hits, and then, like, for his final move, he leaped and also Dark Pact. If he didn't Dark Pact, he might have been able to just man-mode through. I'm not quite sure, but Dark Pact definitely sealed his fate, and he couldn't get away from the Plasma Field, which he might have been able to. Slark buys back and TP's middle immediately.
And the rest of Slark's team as well going in on this. There's going to be a Paralyzing Cast, which is going to bounce between a couple people, sealing them in place. More Paralyzing Cast. Unfortunately, Blink from the Shadow Shaman plus the Dust is going to reveal the Kunkka, who has has a Shadow Blade. The arrow is going to kill the Shadow Shaman, though. That's an overextension, and the rest of his team wasn't there, and he ran face first into a Sacred Arrow. Slark is on the front grounds, but his team has to go all the way around. He's by himself right now. Shadow Dance is already popped, and Overgrowth is going to be there. I'm a little surprised that Treant Protector didn't blow, but Nightmare is going to be there. There's the Leech Seed plus the Overgrowth, but Dark Pact takes it off. Witch Doctor's by himself, though. He's got to remember not to do any single target ability against the unstable Concurrent Death Ward, taking down the Treant Protector. Now the Razor, now the Bane. Such a great Death Ward, and he walks away.
That Sand King Burrow Strike got 2 of them right there, letting Death Ward definitely just decimate the team. Going back from earlier, we were talking about what Witch Doctor needs to be able to get off a good Death Ward is his teammates with stuns, and really showing that right now.
Yep. Now the Aegis is on Lycan. He's got his level 2 ult finally. He's a much lower cooldown on it. Wow, I didn't actually realize that that's the only thing that scales on Shapeshift is the cooldown.
Yep. Yeah, it gets to 40 seconds.
Interesting. Well, everything else is percentage based. The crit damage, more specifically. So
Night Vision isn't percentage based.
Yeah, you got me. Burn. Yeah, and the bot tower is going their way. An easy tower after the Aegis kill. Radiant team, not only do they not have their Razor, but they've been fighting against an Aegis with the Lycan, and Shapeshift is up. Yeah, he went early fighting spec. It's interesting to see a Lycan do this. But they kind of, I don't know, it's an interesting strategy because Channel 4 has some really good like pick-off potential in team fight, I would say. And then VVG is choosing to 5-man against them with not so much rat. They did rat at the top lane, pretty much getting both those towers. But besides that, they haven't done a lot of ratting. Maybe we'll see them do a little bit more coming up to high ground, or if they'll choose to actually just team fight. Because, yeah, once again, Lycan didn't go Necro 3.
Yeah, one thing I could say is Lycan's one of those heroes who drops his stuff, hits the tower for a little bit, runs away, but they do have a Treant Protector which can heal the towers back up, making it like far less effective.
So less ratting is certainly possible.
Yeah, so maybe that was the theory behind it, or maybe he's just like, I'm a basher type of Lycan, and I'm just giving him far too much credit. Either way, smart moves.
Yeah.
In this very specific scenario.
Yeah. Super low context, singular game.
Yeah. I don't want people to start thinking
right.
I approve 100% Basher build after Vlad's every game.
We approve of Basher on Lycan. We also approve of Armlet, of Mordigian Sniper, as we've seen in videos. Like everyone has Epicenter being charged up. Moonlight Shadow is there. The Sand King's actually right here. Is there a sentry? They actually did see him that whole time. That's a Treant Protector dead without an Overgrowth. A Ward Trap on Ron Burgundy. Bane throwing out the Fiend's Grip, but he died right soon after. Kunkka's chasing. He's on the front line. It's a bunch of the Dire team. VVG on the prowl. And speaking of the prowls, Shapeshift is popped, and now he's hitting the Razor. There's going to be a Burrow Strike slowing down the Razor, and that's going to be death to him. Eye of the Storm is ticking, doing a lot of damage on the Slark, but now there's the slow from the Hex from Wea, the Shadow Shaman, doing some damage to Kunkka, but that's it. That's 3 killed from Channel 4, and VVG are going to be at least push this mid tower, and maybe even more because Razor's dead, and that's the main threat.
Wow, Shadow Shaman has really turned his game around for being like a level 2 mid against level 5 Razor.
Yeah, certainly.
Like to being just crazy farmed. He's got his force, he's got his blink, he can initiate, which he has been doing extremely well.
Look at the last hits from Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, 101 to Kunkka's 84.
Top farmer against a Kunkka. Ether Shock's very good at farming, but it's not like this Shadow Shaman bought like crazy mana items to just spamming Ether Shock, which is extremely expensive spell. Ooh, there's a Leech Seed on the Lycan slowing him down, but there's the Force Staff coming out from the Shadow Shaman with the blink. Good move coming out from Shadow Shaman, getting him to safety. And yeah, wow, that's I certainly have not seen a Shadow Shaman top farm, I think, ever. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember people used to play Shadow Shaman mid back in the day before there was any other mid hero for the most part, other than like a Queen of Pain.
Yeah. So that's a little interesting that he's been able to do that. So he's spent some time, and Lycan like way less last hits at 63. It's weird that they've kind of focused on less last hits that way, because for a Lycan, this is extremely low last hits. He can't clear anything, but you certainly usually see Lycan staying in lane, getting a strong item, jungling really well, giving the supports farm. Ooh, an arrow does land on the Lycan. He has DD, but that's not going to help him through a 5-second stun torrent to follow, and a Star Storm. That's the Aegis pop. Treant Protector here comes to reinforce Slark coming in, but he's so low health. Slark can't help. There's a boat as well. It's going to actually be off the mark. Shadow Shaman's here, though. There's the wards. Not going to be trapping anyone, though. Hex on the Treant Protector. Slark jumping away. Lycan, that's it. He's super low health. He's going to run away, but Fiend's Grip's going to stop him in his tracks, and that's a huge kill going the way of Channel 4. And a DC from Slark as well.
That's a bummer. Slark was low, but Slark is a hero. Once you get level 3 Shadow Dance, you can hide for a matter of seconds and go back in and feel really comfortable about your health. So, I'm not saying that fight would have been different, but maybe it could have been.
Oh, by the way, I mentioned, I was like telling my boss to copy pasta something, and then after I said copy pasta, I was like cappuccino pastorino. And it was we're in training, so like a room of 12 people heard that, and then there was like this like pause with crickets, and then just a bunch of like bellowing laughter. Because none of them have ever heard that before. And they're like,
wow.
What did you just say? And my boss was like, okay, say that again, please. I need to hear that again. And I was like, cappuccino pastorino. And he's like,
you were the
face
coolest
palms.
guy in the office.
Yep. Thanks, internet. What a wonderful moment that was. I was just laughing. My Slark super close to death here. He's just up against Razor though. Leap is off, and there's the Dark Pact being used just to make sure. But Bane can certainly go on this if he gets a good Nightmare and a Static Link, which is going to be a thing that pairs to. Oh, there's an arrow is going to hit. That's always the scary arrow. You throw it, and as the person receiving the potential arrow, you're up against the enemy creeps, and so it seems like that the creeps are going to block the arrow, but they weave right past those creeps. Not like it's a pudge hook goes through those friendly creeps. I hate when that happens. Just like, I fell for this again.
It's one of the worst feels.
It really is. Feels bad, man. .mpeg.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. So looking at the net worth, which I haven't actually seen, it's a little bit charging past 12,000 XP gain for VVG, and gold is about the same place, a little bit more actually, 15,000 gold going the way of VVG. They're rolling in the deep, as I've once said before, after criticizing myself, or before criticizing myself, because that is not a good way of determining or mentioning or describing that it's about a gold deficit or a lot of gold in any case. Rankshis, just stop me. Say something, please.
I want to hear you just continue to essentially mutter nonsense. Is how I would describe that to every other viewer here.
All right, Shadow Shaman's on the back lines. They're he's like, wait up, guys. And so they're gonna wait for him. Here's the creep wave as well. No pipe to be spoken, but it's not like Channel 4 has a lot of damage. I love Channel 4. That's awesome. I've never seen a news station as a team. There's the wards pop right past the tower, but there's the epicenter as well, annihilating the Bane. But that's it. That's the wards and epicenter being used. Can Channel 4 fight into this? They're gonna dwindle the the arrow sacred right on the Shadow Shaman. He's expended his load, but that's the mid hero. They're actually gonna protect him with a pounce and a few like running wolf, like kind of scaring them. And Slark actually, or no, Sand King's by himself over here. He gets overgrowth, but that's a solo overgrowth. Slark finds this opportunity to go in, but he's actually taking tons of damage from the Eye of the Storm, and there's the plasma field as well. It's good that he got out because that might have killed him at his low HP state before. And now Lycan manning up on him, shapeshifts over, but that's a stun from the Basher on the Razor, and he goes down. Now there's a TP back from the buybacks from Tree and Protector and the Razor. They're back in the fight. They're coming in, but that's a lot of buybacks. The Sand King, Boots of Traveled back into the fight. This is another team fight happening right after the other ones. Witch Doctor goes down. Who's next? Looks like it's Slark, the Radiant Team, Channel 4, all completely grouped up, so they get a couple kills out of those buybacks. They like bought 3 people back to get 2 kills, and they didn't protect the rack. So I think VVG is really happy about that engagement.
That's true. It definitely it was kind of worth it for both teams. I feel like when 3 people buy back, you should just back as a team. Specifically when you lose like your mid hero, and he didn't have a lot left to do anyways. You guys should have just backed off at least on a couple of your heroes.
Yeah. I mean, it was like he's like kind of to go along with what you're saying. It was a ranged rack, so that wasn't a melee racks.
Yeah, if you got a melee out of it, I'd be like way more worth it. Not that it's just the way it is. You spawn way more melee creeps. Like right now, there's 4 melee creeps spawning to the 1 range creep. This ratio will continue to change as time goes on, but it's still less range creeps than melee creeps spawn every time.
Yep. Well, I still think VVG is happy to take it. They got an objective. They're now rezzing. They didn't lose anything out of it, and they didn't buy back as many people.
Yeah, VVG has way more towers up, so it's not like they're going to lose a tier 3 as a consequence. So that would have been a way worse scenario. So
totally true.
I guess I will say, for the fact they didn't lose literally anything, worth it.
Literally costless.
Yeah, other than the 3 people dying, but other than that,
has twice only been on you. That is true. There's been some awesome like searches for epicenters, like really good attempts, but he's really only gotten like a solo tree and a solo bane. And he has that Aghanim Scepter on Sand King, so it's extra doo-doo-doo.
VVG's actually been, just to go back on this, initiating very well as a team. Shadow Shaman will go in oftentimes before the Sand King does, like by a second or two, while Sand King's channeling, and people will be like, ooh, look at this squishy Shadow Shaman, and I love that theory. Like, everyone's going to group up on the Shadow Shaman to get him down as fast as possible, and then the Sand King just comes in and destroys everything. But the Sand King has been getting unlucky and getting one person every turn, so it's kind of a bummer. But
Shadow Shaman kind of has really long cooldowns, so...
Yeah, they're trying and, like, actively, like... I would say, if this was my team, I'd be like, it's great job, guys. You're getting the one dude, but it looks good. Like, it's solid theory behind it.
Look how farmed this Witch Doctor is as well. He got a Scythe of Ice. He actually found a Scythe of Ice, all that tower gold, and he has 7 kills because of Death Ward and a couple of good paralyzing casks.
We're on US West, it looks like. I wonder where these teams are from.
That's a really good question.
We got a schedule to keep too. Techies Inc. Maybe that could be the thing, guys. Secret Techies release on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that would be literally wonderful.
It's probably not true.
Oh yeah, I saw that link.
Wonderful.
I was at work on the Reddit, and there was like this link that was talking about sponsorship from YouPorn, and it was like it was said super NSFW. I have never seen someone say that.
Yeah, I watched that as well.
So is it actually like a porn with Dota stuff about it?
No, it's
just straight up porn.
I mean, I skimmed through it. If I'm gonna be real honest with you, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay.
Are people listening to us? Esports YouPorn? Who brought this up first, Ron Burgundy or us?
I think it was it was Ron Burgundy actually. No, it was a idea from VVG. We browse YouPorn now. Or no, actually no, it was Ron Burgundy. You're right on the thing. Moonlight Shadow coming out from the Radiant team. I think it might have been spotted out by the Witch Doctor. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. There's a lot of like split up dire VVG. Lycan's by himself, Overgrown solo. BKB instantly takes it off. I know that it purged Overgrowth. So
yeah, if you
use it afterwards.
Already,
Wow.
It'll
what a good interaction. And Shadow Shaman all by himself. He's very optimistic. TP almost gets it with the Burrow Strike. Fiend's Grip. He's going to hit the Witch Doctor, and that's going to get him really close to low health after a Brain Sap because come to follow, but he's super high. He's actually not going to go down. Witch Doctor's running away. Death Ward not even popped yet, but Plasma Field's there. And now Lycan goes down as well. And Slark hitting the Kunkka. Kunkka's getting low, but Slark's getting even lower. Shadow Dance is being used. Gets the kill on the Kunkka. Tons of damage. There's this Pounce, and this Tark Pack doing some damage. Do. He's just Sandstorming this whole time, and a Burrow Strike doesn't save the Sand King, though. It was super close to doing so, but he wasn't able to get it. And he had the blink. He actually now finds that out and uses it. Is there going to be an arrow? No. It's going to be off the mark. Oh, wow. He actually almost went right into it. In fact, next level, Sacred Arrows. There's certainly the Sacred Arrow Dream has been real thanks to Dream. What a player. But yeah, Sand King's going to be able to get away, but a losing fight for VVG. Channel 4 bringing you more news of deaths coming out from the Dire team.
I wish they would say that. Like, breaking news.
Yeah.
Slark has died.
Breaking news. I just broke Slark's face.
Breaking news. Not worth it.
Breaking, yeah. Just like instead of saying worth, you're like, this just in. Worth. Yeah, like they all RP'd Channel 4. That'd be amazing. This is KVWN Channel 4 News. Get wrecked. Arrow on the mark. Lycan has to just the sulk of shame as he has to sit there. Ether Shock taking all the last hits. And Kunkka has finally taken his Tidebringer and slain enough creeps to overcome the Shadow Shaman. And now, looking at his items, as is normal per the usual of a Kunkka game in the late, he gets items. He's got a Crystallis and 2k gold in the Bizank.
Boy, I feel like you should have more for 30 minutes in.
Yeah, he has not been farming, solo farming that much, I'd say. He's certainly been an active Kunkka. And they haven't been holed up in their base that much, which is where Kunkka really, really shines. Instead of pushing a lane and then getting killed, he sticks in the base for 5 minutes, and, well, he's gotten all 3 lanes of Tidebringer XP and gold. But Roshan goes down to the way of the Dire team, Team VGG, not going down without a fight. They got an Aegis to back them up this time, and BKB to boot. That we saw that after Overgrowth. That's interesting, because I haven't seen as many people use BKB after Overgrowth. So Overgrowth being, I thought it was like a really, really overpowered way of going for BKB, but I guess you can use it to just purge. But saving the BKB isn't always an option. Wow, the Slark almost pounced right into the arrow once again. That was really close. The Dire team not stalling. They're not wasting any time. VVG marching uphill. This is the warpath. This is the target. Will they get it? We'll see. Razor, Plasma Field's out. There's the Howl. Howl's pop. BKB. Can the Overgrowth come out? BKB is already there. Wow! It's actually way off the mark. Did he try to blink in? He did. The blink didn't actually happen. Now they're just able to bash on the tower. There's a Nightmare coming out onto the Slark, but it gets taken off by the Torrent. There's a boat. It's not going to hit on anyone. No, might actually Epicenter doing an okay amount of damage. Certainly not that much. The Radiant team backed up a little bit, but Slark bashing the tower. They're going to get the melee racks, that's for sure. But is it going to come out an opportunity cost? A big Tidebringer coming out with the crit. There's the Shapeshift coming out from Lycan, but he's nightmared up. It actually gets taken off. Wow, Kunkka's really close to dying on the backlines. Eye of the Storm taking down a couple people. He's super low though. Slark goes in on him. There's the Lycan goes down, but here comes the Aegis. Kunkka having to run away. Death Ward doing a little bit of damage, and that's an Ag. No, it's actually a rank 3. That's why it had its bounces, but it's not going to be a very good Death Ward. Now the Dire team still going in. VGG, Sand King, and Lycan on the front lines. Razor's about to die. He's super close. There's going to be a Leech Seed heal, but he's not going to die. Ron Burgundy, on the other hand, playing the Bane, is going to go down. A Sacred Arrow onto the Slark. This is going to be a dead Slark for sure. He's dead. Is the Razor going to come to... Oh, wow, Shadow Shaman. It's about to go down. Witch Doctor about to go down. Is there going to be a boat? Looks like the Blink's going to avoid the boat. There's no, there's no boat that's going to get kills right there. But Sheep coming out from the Witch Doctor, but that's really nothing. The Plasma Field's going to clean up the Witch Doctor around the backlines. TP from Shadow Shaman. Lycan being slowed down by the Leech Seed. Will they be able to come up from this Overgrowth? Up again. Wow, the low cooldown, 70 seconds doing work. There's no BKB, and this is a dead wolf.
I feel like back in the day, Overgrowth had like a 40-second cooldown when they removed the damage originally. Maybe like a 50-second cooldown.
Yeah, it's still such a good ult. It's like Witch Doctor, like Death Ward, in terms of how good it is and how low cooldown it is. It's crazy. Just an AoE through BKB route that stops auto attacks on a 70-second cooldown with that big of a radius. Are you kidding me? Like, the radius is deceivingly big if you just highlight Overgrowth. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look at that. This is a downright broken spell.
He has Blink Dagger now. By the way, the start of that fight, Treant Protector just got his Blink Dagger before that fight started, and the Lycan Wolves actually auto-attacking him before he could blink in an Overgrowth and use Overgrowth in place.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was wondering why the Overgrowth was off the mark, and I thought it was a misclick because when I hovered over Blink Dagger, it wasn't on cooldown, but it must have just come off cooldown from the Wolves having hit him 3 seconds prior. Very, very legit. I mean, obviously that wasn't an accident. Lycan putting the Wolves, and they are invis, so they just snuck up and got a good right-click. Boat is on the mark down here. It's going to hit a TP. No, it's not. Epicenter is going to be on a couple. It's going to hit a lot of... Kunkka and Mirana are super low. Paralyzing Cat's going to do something, but Moonlight Shadow's there, and that's also another invis coming out from the Treant Protector. No invis detection coming out from Team VGG. Unfortunately... Ag's Refreshers on Razor. I don't know if that was in their last fight, but it's certainly now there, and that means
I don't believe it was, but prepare to see some stuff.
Yep, and that means when they actually do go on the offensive, they're going to be able to melt towers, which is going to be wonderful for Team Channel 4 News. Slark, Basher, Sanjin Yasha, he's doing okay.
Slark needs tank. He needs some sort of utility to either hold people in place or initiate better in some way. So not terrible. He's going Scotty, giving him more tank. Slark needs tank. So
looks good. The XP graph, it has gone way in the... Like, where we saw it before was the peak, and ever since then it has dwindled back in Team Channel 4's favor.
They've technically like died at that bottom racks, and they definitely got the bottom racks, but they've died twice now, so not very surprising to see a big spike.
Yeah, definitely, and you can tell that it's not from farming because they're still holed up in their base. Channel 4 has been holed up in their base. What they've been getting is kills, and kills gives more XP than it does gold. And here comes out the wards. They're going to be pushed right on the tower, but they're thrown. Are they going to be able to reinforce and back up these wards? The Slark and the Lycan's pushing the bottom lane instead. They're going to be able to farm these wards pretty easily. What's going to happen? Ron Burgundy's super low on the Bane, almost dies in fact. Sand King goes in without an Epicenter. Actually already used. Did he cancel that? That might have been actually a cancel. And now there's the Epicenter and the Fiend's Grip taking down the Sand King. He's dead. And Kunkka to follow, so it's 1 for 1 so far. Eye of the Storm is pop, doing so much. Sand King, Razor was about to die, but now he gets bashed up by the Lycan. But wow, the Eye of the Storm is melting everyone. Slark is to follow if he didn't pounce away. And this is really looking really bad for VGG. They tried to go high ground, but their strike wasn't tactful enough. The wards were thrown up, and Lycan and Slark were too far behind, and they got melted by the Eye of the Storm with no wards to support.
Aghanim's Refresher, Eye of the Storm right there, so 2 Eye of the Storms going at the same time. Like, that's almost impossible to fight into. You have to focus him down.
Yeah. So they're asking if Sand King's ult was can start and then stop, and then because I did notice that there was no hovering over the first body that I can see where you are by hovering. Yeah, like so there certainly was no epicenter damage there. I would have noticed it, and the Treant Protector would have gone way low HP, but that was not what would happen. And I was like thinking, did Unstable Concurrent like purge the epicenter? And I was like, there's no way, one, that'd be a possibility, but two,
I didn't even see epicenter go off. I remember seeing him blink in and burrow strike and no epicenter whatsoever.
Yeah, it was on cooldown when that happened, and it's 80 seconds. When I looked at it, it was 76 seconds. So clearly he attempted to epicenter and then blink in, but there was no epicenter as far as I saw.
I think he might have just like canceled it.
That'll happen. And it's, especially if they have lag or something, that could be a misclick of some kind. Whew, my blink and it's canceling, done it a couple times. Interesting. I guess I'll have to pay attention to him, see what I can see. Razor about to hit the Slark, they're really close. They do that weird, oh my god, there's an enemy, and then Slark pounces away. In the mid lane.
Somebody else is here.
Yeah, he's a buck. Most of the team VGG is here in the mid lane. But Slark is far, far away in a distant jungle. And they're pushing despite that fact. This is one of those times where you kind of autopilot. The wards get placed, and there's no way this is intentional. Slark's just farming right now. This isn't really good. Wow, the lag coming out from Sand King must be showing, because he went up the ground. Now he's nightmared in a danger position. It gets stolen away, but by what might be the creeps. I'm not entirely sure. The necro creeps. That would be cool if that's what stole the nightmare. Some kind of paralyzing cast being thrown. Boat actually going to hit the Shadow Shaman solo. Plasma Field actually not going to hit. Wards doing an okay amount of damage on the tower. They're going to get chipped away. Here comes the epicenter, though. There is no Blink Dagger, but it is going to be used on the Mirana, and that's dead Mirana. But the mech comes out, nothing more. Sand King getting Fiend's Grip by the Bane, but he knows that's one, not a good target, and two, he just gets to get canceled because he gets got on. BKB pop by the Lycan. The Static Link still there, though. He's walking into the Static Link. Now he has to go away. Witch Doctor Death Ward is going to be there, doing a little bit of damage, but then it gets canceled. Razor Eye of the Storm still popping, but he's got so much damage right now. They do not want to fight in this Razor right now, and that's why VGG are running away. Eye of the Storm destroying the Witch Doctor. And the arrow. Is it gonna hit? Miracle arrow. He almost forced everyone back into it. So many times people have almost gone back into that ward. And it is off the mark, of course. Blinking away to safety. But that's 2 dead for VGG. Slark split pushing the top lane, doing an okay amount of damage. Boat's gonna be there as well. Off cooldown, 40-second cooldown, I believe. So low. And Slark isn't going to be able to get anything out of that. Leap. Yeah. Razor's coming up on the backlines. The damage is gone. Slark actually turns around, which is pretty damn smart, because he didn't get hit by the arrow and didn't get hit by the Razor. The ward showing that off, and that's why he was able to go to safety.
Interesting. I'm not quite sure why he ulted. Not a big deal, but yeah. I guess he was just scared. Totally understandable.
Yep.
I definitely not worth Slark pushing top. That tower's going to regen because of living armor if Treant remembers to use it. He did twice now, so I would assume he will remember. Yep. But yeah.
And now the XP is completely nil. We've got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen, because the XP graph in gold is rapidly going in Team Channel 4's favor. There's a Slark going in. He does pounce on the Mirana, but he's by himself. He's getting linked up just a little bit. A TP from the Sand King, but he might once again be overextended. But there's the blink. The Shadow Shaman comes in. Wards are up once again. They're going to fight in it a little bit, but these blink overgrowth doing a little bit. But Razor is only still on 28 damage, and he only has one Eye of the Storm going right now. The Refresher wasn't up, and now there's going to be a split in the team fight. People from Channel 4 are mostly running back to the base, but there is Treant Protector all by himself over here, but the VGG are going to look into chase. Do they have any detection? They don't really see him, and Slark's pounce was off the mark. Not going to be able to find any invis heroes right now. He might be able to leap over this wall, but he's not going to do it. There's going to be more of a team fight. There's going to be a boat. It's going to hit Lycan. No, it actually won't. So there's not going to be a boat. There's a BKB pop from Mirana. So what a weird engagement this is. As Paralyzing Cast, Mirana's by herself. She's going to get right-click on the backlines. Mirana's certainly going to die. There's an X on the Witch Doctor. Slark going ham on the Kunkka. Now Death Ward being popped on Razor. Lycan's here as well after eating the Mirana. Mirana, and there's going to be chase. He's super fast, but so is the Razor. But there's the first hit bash and the Slark pounce to follow. That's a dead Razor. This is looking really good for VGG. Are they going to push high ground with this? That was 111 seconds on the Razor, but he buys back. He's back in the game, and this time, will he have anything else? He's going to have Refresher up in 5 seconds, so at minimum, he's going to have one Eye of the Storm, and he's going to click off the Wolf Creeps, and VGG are going to take their victory and take it back home.
Wow, what an intense combat that took place all over the place.
Yeah, ooh, Treant Protector. I talked about the fact that he was by himself, saving Private Ryan style, all behind enemy lines, but he's made it back home finally. He's rescued.
Yeah, literally all down the middle lane and towards the Radianations.
Yep. Let's go. Let's track this. This is the map tracker down in the bottom left. They one up here. There was a team fight here. Treant Protector went this way. Then the guys went all the way back. There was an engagement here. Then a little bit of movement as they engaged here. And then they moved all the way here, and there's engagement there. That was pretty much the full movement of that. Cue the Benny Hill theme.
Ban him.
As the mid racks go down, VGG getting a racks out of this fight. There was a buyback from Razor, but he's by himself, and unfortunately that's a waste of gold and to no actual avail. The Kunkka's going to come back up soon. Overgrowth and Fiend's Grip are going to be here. They are up. Can they actually go in on this? Razor by himself can't fight into this, though. There's going to be a Death Ward up now and a Scythe of Ice, and among other things. Epicenter's going to be up as well. This is Mega Creeps for VGG after this. There's the Razor. He pops the Ult Refresher. They're walking in. This is a desperation fight. They have to get a kill out of this. Boat off the mark. Overgrowth's going to be on 2. Shadow Shaman's frozen as well. Slark goes in. Eye of the Storm pop. It's doing so much damage, and even if there's a BKB from Lycan, that's not going to prevent you from Eye of the Storm damage, but the Basher's there on Treant Protector. Wow, there's so much damage from the Lycan and the Razor doing so much. Slark is the only one who's going to be able to witness the end of this fight. Moonlight Shadow being popped, but this is a dead Bane as well. There's going to be some Invis, but they don't have any detection. They're so close to dying. Is there going to be a Dark Pact? Actually, the right click coming out from Bane, doing a little bit and revealing himself, but they're able to run away a leap to killing there's a pounce as well, coming out from Slark, killing the Bane, and Mirana to follow. Oh, wow. Buyback from Bane, but that's Mega Creeps, going the way of Team VGG.
Slark has had a little over 100 agility stolen for that whole engagement for the most part. Whew. Man, does that feel good.
That is so much agility. Holy crap.
That is many of the agilities.
No amount of items can trade in the nightmare. What a bunch of awesome guys. That was game 1, guys, as the Ancient explodes. Team VVG takes a not-so-convincing victory, but certainly well executed from both teams. What would you like to say about this team in terms of early game and the wrap-up in the finale of the game?
I'm surprised they didn't try to pair the Bane and Mirana together to do something. I feel like that could have been more effective, because the Bane's 0, 10, 11 right now just kind of had a rough game. He had some good ultimates, some bad ultimates. But yeah, the Razor was just like the backbone of that team and was dominating, but it just wasn't enough. So they needed one other thing to go well for them, and I would imagine they could have won that game, and I think it would have been the Bane Mirana combo. But very well played from the Lycan, the Sand King, the Witch Doctor, Slark, and just everybody on VVG. Like, it was so well executed most of the time. Like the Shadow Shaman, Sand King initiations, Lycan in general. Witch Doctor got crazy lucky on stuff. Slark was a man. Like, it worked out.
Totally true. And there's a new lobby up, and they're about to launch.